Hi kids, back with another Bungalow Beach Club hotel room review. Want to do a quick review, non-rehearsed, one take. First we're going to start off, this is one of the amazing St. Regis Hotel bungalows. I think this is called a Superior Elite, I don't know. They upgraded us 3 times because of my Marriott status. It's pretty amazing. But why don't you guys come on, we'll take a look. One of my favorite things we have here, beautiful walk with the turquoise water. Really no way to describe it. Beautiful view of the mountain. Another really cool thing about here, they have the all-natural, authentic bungalow roofs. You get bikes to travel around everywhere. You definitely don't want to walk everywhere because it's a pretty large property. Let's go inside and check out the room. One thing that's really nice that you notice here, the first thing I noticed when I got off the plane was lots of humidity, things you just don't think about. Nice and sticky here, but that comes with the tropical weather. Things that are really nice about this specific suite though at St. Regis, and again I think it's called the Superior Elite Bungalow with the spa oceanside view or mountain view. It has the huge open ceiling, lots of cool authentic artwork. Another really cool thing you get for free as a guest here, you can have French press coffee delivered to the room. My wife likes it way more than me. I'm not a big coffee person, but she loves it. You get to have fresh coffee delivered every day, no extra cost. We have the futon here if you have any family members that insist on coming on your honeymoon as well. It's really nice. I felt like this was bigger than any apartment I've had, at least living on my own. As you can see here, beautiful views. Huge couch TV. We have the glass bottom here in the room. Kind of cool / slightly gimmicky. I mean, you're definitely paying to have this overwater experience, but you don't really see a whole lot of fish. We'll take a walk outside here. So another really nice thing, again, having so much space, because honestly when you're here, it's literally the equivalent to being trapped at the terminal at the airport. There's not really a whole lot to do here specifically unless you want to go on a snorkel trip or jet skiing or something like that. A lot of people say to bring books, very true, but also just really beautiful just hanging out here. Beautiful views, really just don't get sick of this at all. Nice jacuzzi. Fun fact, they don't heat the jacuzzis here, but part of the reason is because it's so humid. I don't know why you'd want a hot jacuzzi anyway, so it's actually like pool temperature. Lots of sun chairs, a table over here. This is a great spot to take pictures. We actually took our pictures jumping off of our little balcony here. It is pretty awesome. You can just literally wake up in the morning and jump in the water. I think the water's like 82 degrees or something ridiculous. Don't really see a whole lot of coral right below the rooms, but I know that's something they said that they're looking into enhancing. But you can literally come down here and probably see some of the fish. There's a few of them down there. I also staged this because I put some fish food down there. But you can, if you look kind of closely, you can see some of the fish down there. Still very, very cool. But if you don't want to splurge and spend the extra money, you don't have to have the bungalow. You can have all of the experience without spending the $1,500 or $3,000 a night or whatever this room goes for. It is kind of just like as I told my family, like driving the Lamborghini versus the Mercedes. It's just a little bit more over the top. I won't deny though that every morning when you open the drapes and you have this view, it's just absolutely breathtaking. I've never been anywhere in the world where the water is just so many shades of blue and green, just absolutely beautiful. So then we'll come over here and we'll take a look at the inside. Again, we blast the AC all day. It's so nice going from the humidity to in here. Very plush. Interesting features, there's a canopy in here. And one thing that's kind of crazy, they come in your room and clean everything twice. My wife came in here and said that there was literally somebody vacuuming under the bed, which was kind of cool. I'm super OCD, so everything is kept extremely clean. Very St. Regis anyway. My grandma called and said she wants her Hawaiian chair back. One thing that we definitely didn't prepare for, we looked online and we saw that they use the 220 European French outlets. This is what the outlets look like right here. Definitely things you don't think about. I mean, we saw like we got the converter things. It's still just in general pain in the ass, just connecting things and twiddling the switches and everything. So what we did was we brought our own little power bank thing. It was like 150 bucks. And we literally just charge this. So it's just one thing you have to twiddle a day. And then we charge our phones, watches, everything off this little guy. Highly recommend. As you can see here, even with the adapters, everything just kind of hangs. So it's kind of somewhat janky. Another thing I love about the hotel room, in this suite specifically, is you can put all of your things in the closet here. Literally, you get drawers. You can literally have them come housekeeping and they'll put all of your clothes away for you. I think that's a little bit unnecessary. One fun tidbit though, the shower's over here and this is here. I realized after the first day that people can probably see you taking a shower, so something to think about. They give you flotation device life jackets, which are kind of nice. Another fun fact, they will do your laundry just like many hotels. A little bit of difference here. I got one pair of shorts, one pair of sweatpants, and a t-shirt laundered, and it was $60. So something to think about. For me, I'm a weirdo. I like to wear like super comfortable clothes when I'm flying, so I wanted to wear the same clothes again going home. This is kind of the whole shower bathtub experience. What's nice is, A, we get great shower pressure here. And kind of cool, you get there's even the window to the glass bottom to see the water. Haven't seen a fish yet when I come out of the shower, but still kind of cool. Great water pressure, always important when traveling. Another kind of cool feature here, you can open this up. You can actually get some fresh air, hear the water when you're taking a shower. It's a huge benefit. Lots of like little tidbit things. We already cleaned up everything because I'm OCD and that's one of the nice things I like to do. But they literally like align your toothbrushes, your soaps, and everything you bring, like just so amazing. But in general, everything's just kept so clean here. This is the toilet and we got the French bidet situation going on there. I was too spooked to try using that, maybe next time. I think my wife used it. This is probably one of my favorite things about the hotel room, and again, a lot of people think I'm weird about certain things. The laundry basket is effing huge. And part of that's because you're using towels for the pool, towels for the ocean, just towels everywhere. Probably very non-eco-friendly, but nice that we have one of these. I think I need to buy one, probably get one on Amazon. Another fun thing to think about before you come here that's confusing if you're coming from the US, everything's in metric. So when we checked in, I go, what's 20 Celsius? I think that's like 60 or something. Again, very easy to figure out. You can Google search everything. Another interesting thing we didn't realize, again, when we came here, I didn't really realize how French that this was. Again, I know it's French Polynesia, but I thought it would be like going to the Caribbean or going to Hawaii, which again is still America. When you go to the Caribbean, it's extremely Americanized. Here, everybody talks in French. Everything's French outlets, metric system. Even when you watch TV, I think there was one channel, CNN, where it's very French thick accent in English, but there's really nothing to watch on TV. But they do have a Blu-ray, so you can get movies to watch if that's your thing when you're on vacation. What else? Yeah, even just like the currency here, when we went to exchange our money at LAX, was a little bit confusing. I think it's literally 1-to-1. Everybody, the general rule of thumb is, you know, it'll say, like for example, if you're getting breakfast, it'll say 50,000 XPF. Usually just drop off the last 2 zeros and it's like $50-ish, give or take. Highly recommend breakfast if you can get it included as a package, because I think 120 bucks a day for 2 people, but we eat so much breakfast that we don't eat lunch. So a kind of efficient way to spend your money when you're here. Other than that, not a whole lot. Some huge benefits with COVID coming here. You know, I thought when we came here that it might not be as exciting. It was actually super beneficial. Like everywhere we've gone, you almost feel like you have the resort to yourself. I think when we first checked in, there was like 10 couples here, and I think they probably have like 150 or 200 rooms. Every day we went to the pool, we'd maybe see one other couple. When we went snorkeling, we were the only boat that was out there. As they said, sometimes there's 10 boats. So it's nice that all the stingrays and fish are coming up to you. When you go to the pool, you kind of have the place to yourself. I would ride bikes to the spa just to use the steam room and the sauna, and there'd just be nobody on the whole bike ride. So you definitely get this more exclusive feel that I think you probably couldn't get otherwise. Another cool feature I forgot to mention, you can actually open these all the way up. Really cool One kind of funky thing though is it'll rain for like 45 minutes here, like torrential monsoon, typhoon, downpour at night. And because of the seals on these, you get that whistling wind sound. I thought for a couple nights here that the house was gonna blow down, literally. Even though my wife tells me I'm crazy. They have these nice little extra locks if you're OCD like us. I don't think anybody's gonna pull an espionage and pull up in a boat and come steal our snorkel equipment, but it's just a nice little extra feature. But I really feel like I'm in bougie Newport, but also getting the full window. But maybe we should close this because I feel the heat coming in and the AC's on. What else? Am I forgetting anything? I think really the biggest thing that sets the St. Regis apart from anywhere else, in my experience with this trip, because we stayed in St. Regis, Puerto Rico as well, is the service. Everywhere you walk, everyone says hi, everyone's trying to make sure you're happy. It really is, you feel like an absolute celebrity. Just incredible experience. Never felt so special, I guess is a good way to put it. Anywhere that I've stayed, they really go out of their way to ensure you have a great experience. They give you these great little, we already packed them up, but these cool little beach bags. They like do the towel folding thing like they do on cruise ships with the animals on the bed. They do flowers all over the room. It's really just amazing. But other than that, I can't really think of anything else. I'm sure I forget something else. In any case, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hope you like and subscribe. All right, so I had a couple shower thoughts, many shower thoughts, and realized there's probably about 30 things that I left out that are extremely important, at least for the non-world illustrious traveler like myself. I don't travel a lot. A few things I notated that were very important that everyone should know, or things at least I wish I knew, because I'm a dumb American tourist. First and foremost, over 30%, our taxi driver said 20%, I think it's more, like 30 or plus percent people are French in French Polynesia. Yes, it's called French Polynesia, but as an American, I'm thinking it's like the Caribbean. You go to the Caribbean, yes, it's, you know, other nationalities, but they're usually pretty Americanized. Not really at all like that here. It's very European, very French, hence the French Polynesia. Very little English, everything's another language. Sometimes things are translated, most of the time they're not. I downloaded Google Translate, really cool. You literally shine your camera, point your camera at literature or pictures, and it literally translates it for you on the screen, really cool. Speaking of not being American here, be prepared for little American options for food. Me and my wife walked around the city for like an hour and a half trying to find a place that was open. Apparently in French Polynesia they close at 2 and open back up at 5. They start their day early and end their day early. Definitely not something we're used to because we work 8-hour shifts. So things are sporadically open, especially during COVID. What else? Menus are all in French, with little French, also known as French. Again, I know it's a French territory, but it's just good to know. You know, you're not going to see Taco Bell or American places. We searched far and wide with TripAdvisor to try and find the best Italian pizza place. What else? Exchanging money to francs. Please, for the love of God, don't do what I did this trip and go to the airport and exchange your money there. We went there and they told us, oh, $9.99 fee. Okay, first of all, I never travel international. I didn't know this. The worst place to exchange your money is at the airport. You want to exchange it at your bank in America. They can order the cash for you. No charge, they'll give you the current rate. If you go to some of these places or international exchange places and cities and tourism places, they're going to charge you some bogus fee and they'll say it's what it's going for. We literally lost, I think, like 20% of the dollar or something stupid. Again, lessons learned, but yeah, you can definitely go, my understanding, to a local bank in the city or in your city before you leave, or you can go in the hotel as well. They have a much less transaction fee. Again, important lessons I wish I knew. Another thing I thought of that's important too is I thought, just like usually in general in America, when I want to barter, I usually have American cash to try and barter, like I'll give you cash, you know, do a credit card transaction. Come to find out that also doesn't really matter. It's better, honestly, really just to use their money. So convert money, figure out really roughly what the difference is. It's very similar, the franc to the American dollar, but it's good to have francs, their currency. to barter with. So that way it's easy for you to understand how much you're spending, and they're not going to be oh so excited because you have American dollars. They really don't care. They prefer their own money. What else? Totally worth it to get the daily $10 international plan. I used my phone, my cell phone, so many times, texting family, video calling family, calling the hotel, calling tour guides, all these different things. I can't imagine what my phone bill would be if I didn't sign up for the plan. Highly recommend it. Maybe it seems like a lot if you're going on a 7-day trip to spend $70, but in reality, honestly, that's far less than a $5 million phone bill. Another interesting thing, the entire time we were here, I think literally till the last day, I think today was the first day, I actually looked up, is tipping a thing here? Like in Europe, they don't really tip. Here, they don't either. For me, you know, I would usually give like 5 or 10%. If breakfast was $50, you know, give like 5 or $10, just because I'm on vacation. I'm a nice guy. But in general, it's really not expected tipping. So it's not something, even when you see service charge, a lot of people just don't. What else? Another note, just regarding cell service, it gets an absolute D- here. We went to Maria, it'll take like 10 minutes just to load a page. Even connecting calls, even when you call 800 numbers, all these different things just don't work here. So definitely something to normally expect, even when you get the international plan. And when you get, they use 3G here, they don't have 4G or 5G like us, so everything takes much longer to load. So if you need information, you should probably get that when you have Wi-Fi at the hotel before you try and go somewhere else. Another thing I learned, we wanted to call the airline to see about getting vaccination record stuff or getting tested before we fly, and you're trying to load the page, and then you're wasting time traveling when you could have done this stuff in the room. Tipping isn't expected. Remember that gift shop. I thought when we came here I was gonna get like 50 sweatshirts, t-shirts, all kinds of Bora Bora stuff. The only thing I got was, well actually I think I got like 6 t-shirts. I got a trucker hat because I'm a redneck at heart. But really not a lot of gift shops here. When we went to Bora Bora, there's maybe like 2 options. Everything's very local. Morea, next to nothing. Even at the hotels, very minimal options for gifts and stuff. Just something to know. But speaking of gift shops, you know, black pearls are a huge thing here. They're just as complex to understand as diamonds. It's like the local thing here. Just remind yourself, how important is that actually going to be when you go back to the mainland? Is that just going to sit in your, go to your next yard sale? And last but not least, duty free. When we first landed, we were in such a rush to get to Bora Bora. We basically like drove right past the duty free when you're leaving the airport. Highly recommend getting alcohol in the duty shop, because when we went to Bora Bora, even when we went to the mainland local shop, it was still $60 to $100 for a bottle of Grey Goose or Absolute. It was just absolutely insane. When you're at the hotels, you're literally trapped as if you were at a terminal. You really have a lot of options. So just a few things I wanted to mention, but again, highly recommend go to the duty shop, get the international plan. Maybe think twice before buying black pearls, and see you next time.